got first view. Oh my god! There's definitely two different colours.
So after a great handover at Motorcraft, the truck was loaded on the low loader and taken down to Cornwall. The only driving that Lee and I are going to get to do now is unfortunately around this yard. Welcome everyone, so I'm going to run you through the whys, wheres and why nots we bought this truck, and this is our truck build 2025. Follow us for the trip. So we went for obviously an MAN, a man. This is an LE 18220, so it's an 18-ton vehicle, it's 220 horsepower, it's four-wheel drive, and one of the key factors you will see with this in a moment is the cab configuration. Now this is, I think I said a 2004, slightly older. We purposely went for that to try and keep the ECU as simple as possible. The more luxury we go and the newer the vehicle, the cost goes through the roof, but also so does the electronics, and then you have to plug it in. So if we're somewhere a bit more remote, we might have a better chance of getting this fixed. Now, the conversion itself, I'd love to take credit, but there was no way I was going to do it. I haven't got the time, the space, or the resources. So after looking around a little bit, we found Motorcraft Adventure Developments. They're based in Doncaster, and they're probably the UK specialist in overland vehicles. So we've had them do effectively all the main fabrication, the body build, and a fantastic respray job. Now I'm going to start at the front and we'll work our way around. On the front, you can see we've gone for, this is a Renault colour, this is Valencia orange, in gloss, so we can put our logo and our stickers onto it. We've had everything else, the bumper, the plastics, pretty much all done in Raptor. Now the truck came with this 25, it's a Series 12 actually, hydraulic worn winch. That runs off a PTO off the engine, that was already installed. I'm yet to get that working, it's on my list. Yeah, 3 wipers. At the top of the vehicle, you can see we had a Motorcraft do us a custom roof rack system. And on there, we have got our Steady Pro X's on there. They're 8.5 inch. And again, I cannot wait to get them wired up and get them working. We're also going to add a light bar to the front and a couple of new fog lights down below. But that's pretty much the front of this vehicle. Okay, so now we're going to go through the left-hand side, the driver's side, because it's a left-hand drive vehicle. We went for left-hand drive purely based on we're planning our travels not to be in the UK. More importantly, if and when the day comes we want to sell this vehicle, we've got a much bigger market in Europe. So that's why we went for a left-hand drive. Now, as you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but what we've got is new shoes on all the way around. Continental HCSs. These are the 1400 R20s on split rims. We're yet to get a rundown of how we change these tyres. We're fully aware of the split rim situation and the hazards involved with that. So we're going to get training on that. As you can see, the cab it should be orange. Everyone keeps saying it's red, but it is a very dark orange. Beautiful job. We have got, well, you can clearly see now, we've got a crew cab. We looked at a HX60, which could have a 4-person conversion, but we'd all be travelling in a line, and with Liam and Soph getting to the age that they're getting to, with that, we'd end up causing eruptions. And it does cut down a lot of space up front. So, yes, we have got a long vehicle. I haven't measured it yet. I think we've been told by a Motorcraft it's 10 metres, I think. So, it is long, but I think the sacrifice is worth it. And the crew cab is going to become our office, our studio, and schoolroom. Also, as Liam gets older, we're going to try and come up with a way we can get a bed in there for him as well. So we're going to insulate that, soundproof that, and sort that out. The chassis has been completely resprayed as well, and you can see the Motorcraft rack wrapping around the top of the cab. It's all aluminium, composite decking. We're actually in talks with Laser Master, which is a fabrication company down here, down in St Day in Cornwall. They can make anything metal, whether that's machining, folding, bending, and they've got a powder coat bay, and they've got a Line X bay. So they're going to pick up anything that wasn't done by Motorcraft. And one of the jobs we're going to get is a custom-made roof box to go on top of this to put some lightweight stuff in. Again, we're aware of the extra weight on the cab and the lifting mechanism, so we need to keep the weight down up there. So hence why composite deck, aluminium, everything's aluminium. Moving back, again, everything's been Raptor sprayed. Motorcraft have done a miracle here. We had a section that needs cut out. I think the fire service done it because this was a wildfire fire engine in France. We had it brought back. You have to excuse the background noise if you can hear that. We've got some chainsawing going on. So they've grafted in a fiberglass section. You can't even see that. moving back, we've Motorcraft, this is where they really come into their own, and what they specialise in is the box build. This is all an aluminium profile. I believe they're the only ones that've got this profile, but I can't remember. This is a composite body, a 40mm XPS insulation, plywood either side, then a 2 or 3mm fiberglass either side of that. Super strong, super waterproof. Again, as you can see from here, we've had them. This is our wastewater tank. I think it works at about 200 litres. We've got 2 inlets, a breather. We've got a nice sender unit in there, so we do know how much waste we're going to be carrying. And that's by a company called Weimer. We've actually used them. We've upgraded the fuel tank, and they supplied the OEM fuel sender. But that's a waste sender in there, so we know what levels we've got. This little cylindrical unit here is a tire inflation system. We've got 4 wheels, and we've got 4 canisters, 1 either side and 2 in the back lockers. This is basically if we need to deflate somewhere like sand or dodgy ground, we can literally plug these all on, set the pressures, and it'll pump everything back up. Deflation, I need to confirm that. I'm pretty sure it's good old press to deflate and maybe get a manual gauge. I need to confirm that. Moving down with the truck, lockers are all been built again by Motorcraft. We've got a fiberglass door section in here. This one's actually a battery housing. We're going to have 2 different batteries in there, and that's going to have some electronics in it. All fiberglass doors. These are all made in-house at Motorcraft. So although the door is insulated, the locker's not, so a bit of a trade-off. And we are going to add some ventilation to these as well, so because they are pretty much sealed tight. Compression latches all round, and I think they're keyed alike, or the same key fits them all. Again, another locker here. As you can see on the side of the body, we've gone for the monsoon variant of the window. Again, they make this all in-house, just to stop any drips of water coming in, lipping around and coming in when we've got the window open. These are all double glazed, toughened glass. Again, it's all made in-house. Chassis wise, Motorcraft have made it a bit longer for us because it was super tiny. These garage doors, we've had these custom made for us. They're the first ones, so they're a bit of a prototype, but the reason for this truck is for us to go on adventures. So we want to get our bikes, climbing kit and everything all in there. So yeah, we're yet to see how they work out, but so far, super impressed. Rear lockers. The only thing with these, I'm thinking potentially in the future, we're going to have to change the back angle. I think I've worked it out. I can only got roughly 23, 24 degrees before that pivots and hits the deck. So there might be a slight bit of alteration to that at a later date. All stainless steel fixings to hold things up. These doors, we're having gas struts fitted. We haven't quite got them yet, but it's just, I'm such a short ass. I can't actually hold the door up to put the system in place to hold it up. So we're going to get that squared away. The vents in the side, we've got 1 either side, 1 in the rear. That's for ventilation because the electrical system's in here and that produces a fair bit of heat. So if we're somewhere in warmer climates as well, we need to get maximum ventilation in here. If you look to the top of the box, we've also got brush rails done in the same diameter aluminium tube, all Raptor coated. And we've got these zone lights up here, to this side, to that side, and 1 on the rear. On the back here, we'll get to that in a minute. That is our lift for the rear wheel, the spare wheel, but I'll show that in a second. Yeah, so just to touch base really, the body and all the fabrication works was done by Motorcraft and this incredible lift on the back. Yeah, so if you join us now, we're going to get to the back of the truck and show you what that's all about. Okay, so we're going to run through the operation of this lift. It's pretty simple in operation. So in this locker here, inside there's an isolator switch. Turn that to on. Then you've got a wireless remote. Power it up so you get a constant blue light. Then I always winch in a little bit, just take the slack. On the side, we've got 2 catches, which you can see here. We release one, and they got a little finger catch on there as well. And then we'll do the other one on this side. That's the lift, now free. And then we winch out to winch down. And it's pretty much this simple, you know? Nice and gently. And away she comes down, and we're down. Now we can lower this, we can get our spare wheel off, we can get into the lockers. These will probably have stuff we don't use every day. And then to put it back up is the completely reverse, which I'm going to do now. But I want to just point out, we've got, as you can see there, we've got another vent in the back. We're probably going to fit an extraction or a suction fan, that's the same thing, a push fan or a suck fan, a fan, to either get the air moving in that space, you know. And then to put this back up, winch in for up. You can see the weight coming on there. As it comes out, it self-rights. Now I like to go to the side, as you can see here, just to make sure it lines up. We literally then just reverse the process, put our catches on. I will probably get a pin clip for that. And we do the same on this side. Now, some people like to keep tension on the winch, some don't. I'd rather not have tension, so I just literally back off. That's it. So the weight is not held on that winch, it's actually on the side clamps and this. And then all I do is just turn the remote off and isolate in the side locker. And that's as simple as that lift goes. Okay, so we are on the passenger side, the right-hand side. And it's pretty much the same as the left-hand side. We've got our lift on the back, which we've just gone through. We've got our monsoon windows, our large garage doors, our vents, lockers with fiberglass doors, new tyres. The main difference on this side, as you can probably see, where there's two, our habitation door. Again, this is all built in-house at Motorcraft. All the handles are like machined out of billet aluminium, so they're solid, anodized black. This is an insulated door and fiberglass. Again, we had this Raptor, so that's why it looks a different color to the cab. It's actually the same color, but with Raptor, we've been told it darkens it. So it's actually the same paint, but this is tinted into Raptor, and that's why it looks different. I mean, it's meant to be bright orange, but I love the orange of the cab. This has been talked about quite a lot, but it also gives a bit of heritage back to it. It was a fire engine. So now the main feature with obviously the door is high up. The steps we got are in here, and these operate simply like this. Pull a little lever up. Out they slide. Handrail pops up and down they go. Now these steps are made out of steel, so they are a little bit weighty and they're fully galvanized. Now, we've kind of, not compromised, but we could have had them in aluminium, but it wouldn't have been as strong as durable. This should now last us the entire, well, you know, it's heavy duty galvanized steel, so it'll last way longer than the truck, I'd imagine. We had the little handrail as well, just, you know, people visiting us, had a couple of beers. So we've got to have that in there. And to stow them is the reverse. So we literally just pick up the front, the handrail drops down, and then they slide in. Done. As you can tell, I'm too short to get to the door, so I'm not going to do that. Moving along, we've got two small windows, give bunk beds in there. Now the other main feature on this side is not on the other, fuel tank. We've upgraded this to a 400 litre aluminium from the, I think it was 200 litre steel tank. That sender unit I was talking about earlier from Weimer, again, literally ring them up, send them the details, straight in, job done. What we may do is have to upgrade the fuel tank, the filler, because I just don't think the breather is working that well yet. That's something to look on the list, it's brand new. We've got a raised air intake. You probably can't see that on the camera. Maybe you'll pick it up on the drone, but so yeah, we've got a stainless steel raised air intake in here, which you can see there, which gets us out of the dust, the water and the muck. And in here we've got another pod that we were saying about earlier for the tire inflation system. Cab, we've already spoke about. The difference on this side is that we have got an access ladder. We're having a few little other bits added, but I'll show you that in a separate video. We're trying to replace everything for LED, so these are going to be replaced and go around. We're having hydraulic legs to the front. So really, just to recap there, it's a 2004, a MAN LE 18220. The conversion was done with Motorcraft Adventure Developments to get it to the level that what you're seeing now. So we've had it made longer, completely resprayed, the body built on a 6-point torsion system, so the chassis should be able to move within limits, separate to the body, taking flex out of the body. We had the fuel tank upgraded, lockers fitted and sprayed, brush rails, roof rack, the lift put on the back. We did have, they facilitated as well, which isn't there every day, so credit to them. A gearbox got rebuilt, new clutch, and the transfer box also had some work done on it as well. The exhaust has been replaced. Yeah, so quite a bit in all fairness to them. And now I've got to pick up the pace and get the inside done and all the little fettling bits. But yeah, that is, as our big build 2025 MAN LE 18220.